We have some XRP breaking news, and this one will kind of relate to Bitcoin and a big mover, in my opinion. So I'll get into the nuts and bolts of it. We'll talk XRP right now in this video, and this is going to provide a huge foundation for XRP holders moving forward. As you're looking at the screen right now, you can see the crypto bubbles. It's another red day. I do think that there is some profit taking coming about at the top, and after a substantial run where even as XRP looked to be trading over $3.60, not really too, quite frankly, concerned. Okay, I think that's kind of where we got to where we're going to in a very good state of mind. I think the market is clear. I think that the bullish signs still outweigh the bears in terms of where the sentiment is at. And I want to share with you guys kind of something outside of the box as we do look into past, I should say, the liquidations and some of the exits that we have been seeing as holders are taking profits. Personally, I think it's a little reshuffling of the deck. Okay, we've seen this time and time again. The big money players, the whales, the institutions, they sell, they lock in profits, they scare the retail, they FOMO people out of crypto, and they come back in at the bottom and then they rebuy into their positions. We've seen it time and time again. And if you are a seasoned trader and not just trading XRP, you know exactly what we're dealing with right now. And it's almost somewhat in form or fashion a healthy correction, if you will. Okay. And I know a lot of people are probably saying to themselves, and I've talked to a couple personally, boy, I wish I would have sold my XRP when it was at $3.60. Okay. You know, it's kind of one of those things. It's half a dozen to some people and not to others. And I think that what I mean by that analogy, okay, is the fact that if XRP would have went to $5, all right, and we continue this run, you can't really look back and say, wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's just something within crypto. You get your conviction, you make a play, and you live with it, okay? And that's kind of what we're dealing with as XRP holders. And we're going to talk about kind of what's going on. I will showcase right now what's happening with the price, and it's still bullish for XRP. It's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto. But XRP dipped down to $3.07, even slightly below $3 at one point in the last 24 hours. Extremely volatile, okay? And as we date back over the past month, look at kind of what we're dealing with right here, 3.61 on the charts, and now XRP is trading at $3.21. That is a lot of volatility, okay? I'll pull up the trading view very quickly to showcase kind of what I'm dealing with, but you can see kind of this red candle that formed. But it's hard to kind of look past the fact that if we were playing this based off of the momentum up that we did get from the trading indicator back on July 9th, let's just measure this one off real quick. And it does not take a genius to do the math. Even from where we're at right now, as we did wick down at the lowest point, that's still 28% in just a 15-day period, a little bit more than 2 weeks, okay? We'll take it. Can't find it anywhere else but crypto. We're going to continue to maintain the course. And as you look at it, let's just enjoy this, okay? And if you are a long-term holder of XRP, you're doing quite all right. All right, we've been buying XRP at 40, 50, 60 cents. And here we are, guys. This was one of the biggest movers, one of the biggest performers in all of crypto as we know it. And that's kind of where we're going to segue into the article today, where I do talk about kind of the big move that XRP is bringing on. Okay, we'll get you guys out of here. First, I want to share with you guys, though, this is my trusted exchange. If you want to trade with me, check out my link down for BTCC, 10% bonus on your first time deposit, 40% lower trading fees. Boom. I don't think there's any exchange offering those kind of promotions. Just make sure it's right for you, where you're located, understand their terms and conditions. And after you run it through your due diligence, if you want to start trading on this platform, that link is down below. Check out BTCC and what they have to offer, okay? When we talk about it, Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, we all kind of know that connection, right? Michael Saylor, one of the biggest Bitcoin maxis out there, if not the biggest, okay? In some form or fashion, people wonder, you know, kind of if he is the face of Bitcoin in a sense, right? But hey, it is decentralized. We'll talk XRP. This is a little bit different of a storyline. And also, I want to kind of touch upon what I just talked about. There is a lot of, I guess you would say, confusion at the top as Ripple executives have been selling their XRP. And I will say this, okay, they hold a ton of it. It does them no good for XRP's price to go down. Keep that in mind. But you also have to understand the business element of it. They want to make money. I think that's why you're into crypto, why you're in XRP. You want to make money, okay? So I don't think anybody can fault, Bill Gates if he was to sell some of his Microsoft, right? And that's just kind of how how it is, right? That's kind of what we've grown accustomed to. I know it's a little bit more centralized in a sense that there's a lot of people that are connected within Ripple that do hold XRP. It does Ripple no good to see the price of XRP go down, okay? So we'll celebrate the $3 plus price tag as we know it. But I want to talk about Nature's Miracle, okay? There's a $20 million treasury bet going on right now. That is the first firm to hold XRP as a core treasury asset, not just as a beta run, okay? So Nature's Miracle is adopting XRP as its treasury reserve. This company will acquire $20 million in XRP. Will come from the equity sale to GHS Investments. And this is a significant recognition for corporate as it goes, okay? And as we look at the establishment of corporate XRP treasury with over $20 million in assets, they will obtain the equity financing from GHS Investments. And this form that you have to fill out, the S1 registration, has already been approved by the SEC, okay? And this is kind of where we come into the comments of the CEO from Nature's Miracle. We see the huge potential of XRP as it improves the speed and reduces the cost of cross-border payments. Many established financial institutions like Banco Santander and American Express are already involved with XRP. We believe that adopting of XRP Treasury program will benefit our shareholders and our company. Okay, that's coming out from James Lee, CEO of Nature's Miracle. Okay, so that's kind of what we have going on. You looking kind of where we're at. Bitcoin, we've seen that treasury for the United States. We've seen kind of what we're going on. A lot of people have Bitcoin adopted as a treasury. But as we talk about XRP, Ethereum, all right, they are looking to be super alternatives to what we're looking at within the Bitcoin treasuries out there in the space. I think Ethereum, as we've looked at it, the run that they've been on, it's been fairly impressive. And we talk about Bitcoin as the digital gold. Well, Ethereum, looking at it as the digital oil, if you will. And I don't really, quite frankly, know what the analogy you could put on XRP would be. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, what XRP would be the digital of, leave that down below in the comments. But I wanted to give you guys this quick update. This is a huge one, right? A company, Nature's Miracle, they're coming about with a XRP treasury. So that's something we haven't seen before. $20 million is no joke. We'll see that funded and see kind of how that impacts the charts. But the take-home message is, right, I'm not panicking, all right? I'm not panicking. This is not financial advice. We've seen fluctuations. We've seen profit taking at the top. We've seen volatility. It's all kind of par for the course. I think it's right now pretty much warranted to just celebrate XRP trading above $3. All right, and I'll take that all day. But I wanted to give you guys the news on the day as XRP is being adopted by a company in the form of their treasury. So that's what I got for you all. Leave a comment down below. What did you think about this video review? Is this news enough to move the needle for you, or is it just kind of adding to the pile of reasons to be bullish about XRP? So appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.